Hello students, today I'm here again with another video on the chapter of grammar that is called sentence. So before we start this video on sentences, we should recall the term word. What is a word? Now word is a group of letters which make a sense, that is called a word. Now all the words, they don't make a sense. So when they are arranged in a particular order, then the letters make a word that is a meaningful. Likewise, I have written here ROUNCTY. Is it making any sense? No. But when we arrange them in an order like COUNTRY, it becomes country and it is a word. Again the same ETSAT. It's not making any sense, but when I recollect them and make STATE, it means it is a state and it is a word. So now, what is a sentence? Now come to this term. A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense by itself. Likewise, John works hard. It is making a sense. The second one is he likes to read books. It is also making sense. But if we are making them jumbled, we are not having any type of sentence. So it is a very compulsory thing that a sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense by itself, or they are arranged in a particular order. Okay, now again I would like to tell you that the sentence arrangement of words is must. It means the words should be arranged in a particular manner so that they are going to make a sentence. Now come to the features of the sentence. What are the particular features of the sentence? So very firstly, we are having a sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. Again the same thing. The second one is it always begins with a capital letter. Now whenever we are starting any of the sentence, we always write the first word as the capital letter. The third one is it ends with a full stop, sometimes with an exclamation mark, or sometimes with a question mark. So these are the features of the sentence. Okay, now after completing the features of the sentence, we come to the parts of a sentence. Every sentence has two parts. It is divided into two parts, the subject and the predicate. So the subject is the first part of the sentence that tells what a sentence is about. Or we can say when we identify the verb in it. When we are identifying the verb in the sentence and we are asking what and who before it. We put what and who before the verb. We get the answer and that answer is our subject. So the subject is the first part of the sentence and that tells what a sentence is about. Now the second one is the predicate. The predicate is the second part of a sentence that says something about the subject. It means what? The rest of the part other than the subject is called the predicate. Likewise, in our example, Roma reads a book. Roma is the subject of this sentence and reads a book is the predicate. Now, as I told you that if I am asking the question what or who in regards of the verb, I am getting the subject. Like who reads a book? Now the answer comes Roma. So Roma is the subject and reads a book is the predicate. Now after this we come to the features of subject and predicate. The very firstly, subject, it is always a noun or pronoun or a group of words that does the work of a noun. It means it is telling us like Ram is working. Now Ram, who is Ram? It is a single word and it is the subject of the sentence Ram is working. Now in the B part, all the boys are in the ground. All the boys. This whole term constitutes in one and is used as a subject. So all the boys is subject here in this B part. Now come to predicate. It may consist of one word or several words with the essential word being a verb. Basically what happens in the predicate, the essential word is the verb. Likewise, my dress is beautiful. My dress, it is actually a subject, and rest of the part is beautiful, that is underlined, is called the predicate. Second is Meena has come first in the race. Meena, it is actually the subject, and rest of the part is called has come in the race. Okay, now telling you again about this B part. Meena has come first in the race. Meena, we are just taking it out, and rest of the part has come first in the race is the predicate. So now whether it is helping verb or the main verb or the both, helping plus the main verb, sometimes they both come in the predicate. Now come to the part types of the sentences. Now how many parts in the sentences we do have? So the sentences are basically divided into 5 parts. The first one is the declarative sentence, and declarative sentence is also divided into 2 parts. The first one is the affirmative and the second one is the negative. The second part is interrogative sentences. The third one is imperative sentence. The fourth one is exclamatory sentence, and the last one is the optative sentence. Now, as we are known to that sentences are divided into different types on the basis of their meanings. The very first one, we are now going to discuss about these types of sentences in details. The first one is the declarative. The declarative sentences are that states or declares something. They make statements or some kind of observation. Likewise, the first part is affirmative. Affirmative, the general statements that are positive come in this category. Likewise, generally when I say I like to eat mango, it is a normal thing. It is a positive attitude of mine, a simple statement that I am telling anyone. So I like to eat mango, this is called the affirmative sentence. Now the second category is the negative. So in this sentences expresses a negative meaning. For example, I do not go to school by bus. Now here has come not, and not shows the negation in this sentence. The second part comes as the interrogative sentences. So interrogative sentences, in these sentences a question is asked by putting the auxiliary verb before the noun or with the WH question word and ends with a question mark. Whenever there is an interrogative sentence, it always ends with a question mark. Likewise, the very firstly auxiliary verb is there, don't you like reading? And the question mark is at the end. In the second, the WH question word is there, where are you going? And the question mark is at the end. Now comes the third category, that is called the imperative sentences. So imperative sentences expresses request, command, advice or suggestions, like go to your room, please don't call me. So there is one thing that in such type of sentences the subject is invariably the second person pronoun you, which is generally implied. Likewise, go to your room, it means a person is saying to the second person, you go to your room. So this is a type of command. Secondly, you please don't call me. Again, you is hidden here. So generally we are hiding this you and we are writing the command and the request. Go to your room, please don't call me. Now comes the exclamatory sentences. Now a sentence that expresses some strong feelings or emotions such as joy, sorrow, surprise are called exclamatory sentence. these type of sentences ends with an exclamation mark. Now very first is, how beautiful the flower is. Whenever we pronounce these things, our expressions are generally shows. Now the second one, what a beautiful sight. Now there is one thing, when we are using how, so how is always used with adjectives and adverbs. This is a basic rule, that how beautiful the flower is, how is always used with the adjectives and the adverbs. Secondly, what a beautiful sight. So what is always put with nouns. It is before the noun. Now comes the fifth part, that is the optative sentence. A sentence which expresses wish, desire or pray is called an optative sentence. Generally, we end these type of sentences with the exclamation mark, like may God bless you. This is what we are praying for the person. Wish you all the best. This is what we are wishing the person all the best. A chapter on sentences. Hope you very well understood the topic. I'll be soon here with a new educational video. Till then, goodbye.